Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Eala reaches round of 16 in Indian Wells as Coco Gauff retires. Already have Rappler Plus? Sign in to listen to groundbreaking journalism. Eala proves to be in better form than Coco Gauff compared to her showing in their first ever encounter just a couple of weeks ago as the Filipina advances to the fourth round of the Indian Wells Open. Manila, Philippines. Eala added Coco Gauff to her list of Grand Slam victims. But it was not in the way Eala had wanted as she led 6-2-0 when Gauff retired due to an apparent injury in their round of 32 match in the Indian Wells Open in California, United States on Sunday, March 8th, Monday, March 9th, Manila time. Gauff, a two-time major winner, availed of a medical timeout late in the first set for a left arm issue and decided to call it a night after just 2 games into second set. I really didn't want to win this way. But this is still a really big moment for me to be able to play on Stadium 1 of Indian Wells and against such a great competitor. I'm really grateful to be here and I'm super happy, said Eala. While Gauff was not in her best shape, Eala proved to be in better form compared to her showing in their first ever encounter when the American gave the Filipina a 6-0-6-2 beating in the quarterfinals of the Dubai Tennis Championships in February. The 20-year-old Eala showcased dynamic shot making, catching Gauff off guard with a couple of drop shots that she turned into winners. One of those drop shot winners came in 6th game of the opening set, where Eala stormed back from a 0-40 deficit to break Gauff and grab a commanding 4-2 lead. Gauff, who has struggled with her serve as she leads the WTA Tour in double faults this 2026 by a wide margin, lost the next 2 games as she shot herself in the foot with 7 double faults, all coming in the first set. Her arm patched up, Gauff fought through into the second set before her eventual retirement, marking only the second time in her career that she failed to finish a match, or first since the 2022 Cincinnati Open. Gauff became the 4th Grand Slam champion that Eala has beaten after the world number 32 Filipina stunned Poland's Iga Swiatek, USA's Madison Keys, and Latvia's Yelena Ostapenko on the way to the semifinals of the 2025 Miami Open. Up next for Eala is world number 14 Linda Noskova of the Czech Republic in the round of 16. Noskova scraped past Romania's Sarana Cerci 6-7, 6-4, 6-4 in the previous round to arrange a first ever duel with a breakthrough at the desert stage. Eala's run to the round of 16 at Indian Wells. There are moments in sports that feel destined. Chapters waiting for their protagonists to step into the spotlight. On a sun-drenched court in the California desert at the majestic BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, a fresh chapter unfolded in the career of Eala. One that blends triumph, empathy, and the messy reality of elite competition. It was March 8th, 2026, a day that would go down not just in the record books, but in the heartbeats of fans who have watched her rise. Under the towering palms and against the backdrop of roaring crowds, Eala stood poised in her 3rd round clash against the formidable American star Coco Gauff, a 2-time major champion and one of the premier players in women's tennis. What happened next would be a blend of athletic excellence and human vulnerability, a mixture that makes sport compelling and unpredictable, setting the stage, the underdog with purpose. At just 20 years old, Eala had already accomplished more than most could in a lifetime. From junior Grand Slam dominance to making her mark on the professional circuit. Yet Indian Wells was different, often dubbed the 5th Grand Slam because of its stature and fierce competition. It was a stage where reputations are forged and legacies are hinted at. For Eala, this was not merely another match. It was an opportunity to push the boundaries of her potential. Her tournament journey had already been noteworthy. A seeded spot thanks to her growing ranking, a first-round bye, and a solid 2nd-round victory that propelled her into the 3rd. Now she faced Gauff, a player whose speed, power, and precision make her one of the toughest competitors on tour. Their earlier meeting in the Dubai Tennis Championships had ended in a dominant 6-0-6-2 win for Gauff, a result that bore both the sting of defeat and lessons for Eala's game. But Indian Wells was a new arena, one ripe with possibility, pressure, and promise. First set, controlling the court. When the first ball was struck, it was clear that Eala brought more than just talent. She brought strategy. Her baseline discipline, depth of ground strokes, and tactical shot placement were evident from the outset. Early in the first set, she seized control, forcing Gauff into awkward positions with heavy, well-timed returns and punishing errors when opportunities arose. Eala broke serve not once, but multiple times, steadily building momentum. Instead of being dazzled by Gauff's power or reputation, she met it with composure and precision. Her movements were fluid, her timing sharp. By the time the first set concluded at 6-2 in Eala's favor, there was a sense of history in the making. Not because the established star was faltering, but because Eala was playing her tennis with confidence and clarity, making each rally count and pushing the ball deep with purpose. The second set and an unfortunate turn. But tennis, like life, is not played on just one plane. Early in the second set, while Eala jumped to a 2-0 lead, there were subtle signs that something was amiss with Gauff. Her movement was not as fluid, her serve lacked rhythm, and there were moments when she winced after certain motions. And injury concerns soon became more than a whisper. Medical staff were called, and Gauff received treatment for her left arm, a troubling development for any athlete in the heat of battle. As the pain persisted and her rhythm continued to slip, Gauff made the agonizing decision to retire from the match, bringing it to an abrupt end. The scoreboard read 6-2 in favor of Eala, but the story behind the numbers ran deeper than a typical result. It was only the second time in Gauff's professional career that she had retired mid-match, a testament to her toughness and resilience throughout her ascent in the sport. Gauff dominated the early exchanges and had every right to want to fight on. But at the highest level, when pain becomes too intense, athletes must balance courage with wisdom. Her decision to quit was one born not from surrender, but from strategic self-care, preserving her long-term health in a punishing season ahead. The aftermath: triumph, respect, and growth. On the stadium court, the ending was bittersweet. Eala had achieved a significant milestone, her first trip to the round of 16 at Indian Wells. Yet, it was underscored by concern for her opponent. In many ways, this moment became larger than the result itself. A gesture of empathy stood out. Eala, a fierce competitor in her own right, publicly expressed that she didn't want to win this way, acknowledging both the significance of the accomplishment and the unfortunate circumstances surrounding it. Her words reflected maturity beyond her years, a blend of respect, humility, and gratitude for simply being in that moment. But they are also individuals whose journeys intersect in spaces of shared struggle and respect. Eala's graceful handling of the situation revealed that she is. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.